here.
We're here.
In another location.
Yep.
We like to
We
mix
like
it
this
up.
location, actually.
We do.
Don't you guys feel like the lighting's really good?
Yes.
Do you even notice it? Maybe it's just us.
We notice it
always,
because
like,
it's our
focusing on things.
and it's our faces and
Yeah.
our bodies on screen, so we
Yeah.
probably notice it more.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes harder to do at my house because it's usually like
Yeah, you
busy
have a lot
and
more
crazy
people
and
here to navigate.
But I mean, if I just keep everyone in their rooms and
Yeah.
say don't come out for an hour, it's doable.
I'm sure they love that.
Yeah.
They love that.
They probably do. Like, oh, in my room for an hour, privacy.
It's like imprisoned.
But then I'm like, don't shut your door, but you have to shut your door because I can't hear your voice. So I don't know
Be
about
in
that
your room
one.
and be quiet.
It's true. Although, if we film during the day when the kids are at school, that
It's helpful.
maximizes most of them.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry, Alan, you can't take work meetings to actually make money.
I know.
because we're filming.
Our podcast is taking priority.
That's
Yeah.
right. But everyone's away, so here we go.
It's fun to mix it up.
I know, it is fun. And it's beautiful outside today.
Yeah, it's so nice outside. Oh, it's so nice.
Although, it's been raining off and on, but it is like actual summer out there.
I know. It's like, it's got all the things. It's bright. It's warm. The wind is low.
Oh,
The ground is dry.
I'm
But,
here.
like,
I'm ready. Oh, and look, are we going to have another appearance from Shiloh?
Remember last time I scared her when
Yes.
she got close and I was too intense?
She's coming. Hi,
I'm
honey.
going to stay really still.
Oh, she's coming, I think. Okay, Pam, the craziest thing you need to understand, these cats avoid people. So
They
why?
love me.
Hey, honey. So like
It's going to be so gentle with her.
the fact that like they don't come when people are here.
Like, animals love me, I'm telling you. Because they know that I love
She's
them.
gonna
I think
jump
they
up,
can
probably.
sense it.
You're
I'll be like,
Oh no, there she is. Hi, do you want to come in the show?
you're so cute. She's really cute. Wow.
Somebody said the other day that she looks like there's like a specific type of cat, like
Yeah.
like blue silver or I
Okay.
don't know, something. But she is really curious about what's happening here. Because they also don't like change, right? So the fact that we've
Okay.
moved furniture to film here,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
normally sit like this. And
Yeah.
I think moved their little table because sometimes she sits on the bottom of that.
Oh, so she's like, what are you doing with my little chair?
Yeah. So
It's funny how animals are like that. Like the other day, I put a new area rug like down in my basement area and took the other one out because I didn't like it. But and Parker was like freaking out. Like same thing. Because we had to move all the couches off of it. He was like running around. He was barking at us, jumping on the couch. Then I'm trying to roll the carpet. He's standing on it, and then I'm trying to get him off, and he's laying down, being so weird. We were all laughing. Like, what are you
Weird.
doing? But
Animals
it's
are
like
funny.
he didn't like it. He didn't like that everything was moved around. Like, why do you care? You're just a dog. Why do you care?
Why do you care? You know what though?
Nobody
I'm
cares.
kind of like a dog. I don't like change.
Yeah,
It takes a lot to like have change in my life.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm like a
okay
little
with it.
little
Yeah.
dog,
There's just a little animal at heart.
little animal at heart. And so, anyways, what was I saying right before that? Stink.
I know the cute cat distracted us.
Oh,
I know.
Anyway, she looks like this specific type of cat. But I was like, guys, I got her from a barn, and she was $50.
She is a nice color though. I wish she would
Like a
come
nice
on.
gray.
She's like this beautiful, like silvery gray.
Gray.
Yeah.
And the thing that's nice about her, she does not shed. Like,
Really?
I mean, maybe a few hairs, but she does not. But her sister,
Sheds like crazy.
you pick her up and you're covered. Especially right now, I guess it's like shedding season.
Okay.
So I will brush her multiple times a week right now, and still you pick her up, and I lint roll her, and she loves it. She like purrs for the lint roller.
yeah.
But she still gets hair all over me.
Oh.
So funny. Same mom, different dads.
Yeah. What? Same mom, different. So different litter or
No.
Wait.
Same mom, different dad.
Wait.
Wait.
What? Hold on. At the same time? Oh, wait. I don't think that's possible, is it?
No.
Leah.
No.
What's up?
No. Leah I just said that.
I was gonna say I don't know a lot about cats, but
God.
is that what can happen? Multiple cats can impregnate a cat at the same time.
I don't know, actually. We need to chat GPT this. I feel, maybe not. Maybe, no, I don't think so, actually.
Wait, let's start from the beginning. Are they from the same litter?
They're from the same litter.
at the same time. So
Same
it's got to
time.
be the same mom and dad,
Yes.
no?
But now that I remember, the owner that we bought the cats off of had said the mom gets pregnant by, they never know who the dad is.
Oh, okay. But
because
those two had the same dad.
Yes, yes.
But they're siblings from different litters.
Yeah, and it was really sad because out of this litter, I think, I want to say 2 died or 2 or 3, and it was the father.
The father died?
No.
Wait. This story is really confusing. The genealogy of your cats has really got me. I don't understand.
No,
Hold
the father
on.
killed the babies.
What?
The kittens, apparently, yeah.
He kills them?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
Wow. Cats do that?
Apparently.
Like he's like jealous or something?
He was like more like vicious, and they found 2 of them dead, and
No.
they think it was the father.
Oh, crazy. Wow.
I know.
Some trauma.
So it
coming
could
from
be
your
different
cats.
dads, could be the father killing. What did you think I said?
Well, you said, you did say that they had 2 different dads.
I'm
and the
actually
same mom and the same litter.
That's-
like, I've never heard that that's how that happens.
That's not what this is, Pam.
Okay.
I'm gonna blame it on my allergies. I'm delirious today.
Allergy.
Honestly, I'm staring at the sun, and I just need to get outside for my walk.
Yeah, it's all you can focus on.
We gotta roll through this episode because
Okay.
apparently I'm delirious and I'm
Okay.
saying crazy things.
Yeah, and then I thought you said the dad died when the babies were born. I don't know. I wasn't sure. Anyways.
Oh wow. Well, guys, welcome to the sunny side, and Leah's misinformation that she's spreading. We're just gonna ask my therapist.
This is like a veterinarian
ChatGPT.
listening to this. Like, no,
Actually,
that's not what happened.
People are probably watching this, being, "What mayhem are we watching right now?" Guys, this is just a day in the life.
These 2 idiots don't even know how cats reproduce. We do. We do.
know. You know. Apparently, I don't. Maybe you're actually embarrassing me today. Maybe it's the first.
Here we go. We have it on record. At least
You just feel dumb, apparently. Wow, my face. It's actually going a
it's
bit
so
red.
funny. I love it. It's great.
I'm not actually embarrassed. I think it's hilarious, but I'm
It's so
more just
funny.
embarrassed that people.
I should have just let that go, and then people have been like, "What?"
People are going to watch this and be like, what are we watching? But you know what? This is a day in the life. You want to know what our friendship is like, or what
Our
it's like to hang out with us?
conversations,
This is
half the time we don't make sense.
No.
We just go with it.
apparently, I think there's 2 different. Literally, so confidently said
Yeah.
they're the same mom but different dads.
You did. Well, and you were saying it to justify why one sheds and one doesn't. So I really thought you believed that. Like one dad was really furry and the other dad wasn't. So one of the babies is born shedding and one's not.
Guys, I'm gonna chat GPT if it's even possible.
I still don't
at the end.
understand this conversation. What does the dads have to do with the shedding and not shedding? That was how this all started.
Oh well, because I
You're
was
trying to explain that.
I was wondering if like one dad was more like Shiloh, like more non-shedding.
But they don't have different dads.
I'm now
your whole theory-
okay.
your whole
I told you. I think I took too many allergy drugs
So
today.
none of it makes sense.
I took too many allergy pills today, guys,
Okay.
because my allergies are really bad.
That's really funny.
Shiloh, I'm getting made fun of over here. Okay? So can you just come and show the world how beautiful you are?
So the moral of the story is we have no idea why one of your cats sheds and one doesn't, because they both have the same mom and dad.
That's right.
And two of their siblings were killed by the dad, but it has nothing to do with why
Nothing
they
to do
shed
with
or
the-
not. It's just
No.
all the drama. Okay.
Shiloh.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh. Well, here we are, guys.
Whew, that was good. That was a good laugh.
And if you notice, somehow Pam and I ended up coordinating today.
I know I showed up today. We are like, woo, that's good, because I was going to wear something else. I
Okay.
actually had it on and took it off that would have really clashed with this. So,
What are we talking about today, Pam?
well, we saw this interesting conversation online that we thought would be a good conversation. And basically, it was an article talking about how sometimes people in your life, whether it's like a family member, the article was specifically referencing like how when in-laws marry into a family, how often they can identify like dysfunctional family patterns that maybe go unnoticed in the family when you're just like, oh, this is how we've always done things, how we've always operated, and you don't notice it. But, and how sometimes they can be villainized or categorized as like the bad one because they're kind of
Interesting.
going against the grain or like going
grain.
or challenging the way the family operates typically.
Yeah.
But really, they're just noticing or drawing attention to something that's like unhealthy or dysfunctional.
Interesting.
But then we were talking about how that could be anything. Like if you have like a roommate or sometimes a friend, how sometimes when people bring something up or point something out, we can be like so offended.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, how dare you say that? Or how
Yeah.
dare you accuse me of that? But if we were able to maybe put some of our offenses aside and really be honest and be
Yeah.
like, is there some truth to what someone has noticed and pointed out
Absolutely.
in my life or my relationship or whatever? And especially since we talk a lot about dysfunctional relationships on this podcast,
Yes.
since you and I seem to be pros at that,
Apparently.
then like I think, don't you think like there's a lot of times where in a relationships, like people know your
Oh.
friends or your family, like, I mean, I'm sure we can all think of it. We can think of a couple that you're like, oh, like, I don't know if that's healthy, or like people sometimes are going to get married and you're like, whew,
Yeah.
well, I don't know if they're going to make it.
Bad idea.
Right. But it's like, what is it that you couldn't feel like you could tell that person, or maybe you have, but they won't hear it? Like, what is that? What's happening there?
Yeah. I mean, even as you're talking, the immediate thing that comes up to my head, and I don't know I forget the exact scripture, but is like in friendship, especially like as iron sharpens iron. So that means like even with amongst friendships,
Right.
I want you to be able to look at me and say, hey, Leah, I've noticed this in you.
Yeah.
Like maybe you can change this pattern or this thought process. And it even, then I think of like, you know, the scripture was like, by the renewing of your minds.
Yeah.
And so I think we need to be able to renew our own minds and change our own thought patterns from like, I was going to say diabolical behavior, but just dysfunctional behavior. Sometimes it can be diabolical. And yeah, just really, I think it comes down to self-awareness amongst yourself.
Yeah.
But I think most people, I have a bubble in my throat. Most people want to be a better person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think in relationships, I would want somebody to call out the dysfunction.
Yeah.
And say, hey, like, Leah, I've noticed that you're doing this, or I've noticed this in your relationship with your kid, or I've noticed this in your relationship with your marriage. Again, it's not to judge somebody, but to come alongside them and say, as your friend, this is what you need to change.
And it's interesting because I think we all think that. Like, I think that too.
But then when it comes down to
But when it comes down to it, it's hard. It's hard to, like, if someone was to actually do that, you just like, especially if it's, because I feel like there's two things too. There's things that are like on all of our radar, right?
Sure.
Where we're like, okay, like I know it's kind of a problem. And like sometimes, dropped it. Sometimes you can even make a joke
in the
about
water.
it. I know, we did well. Sorry, Heather. Like you could even make a joke about it. Like, oh, I need to, like, if I'm like, oh, I know I need to like be like exercising more, and I need to like, so if someone said something to me about that, I don't know if I'd be as offended because I'm like already aware of it. But I feel like it's like those things that maybe you're not even aware that's unhealthy that you're doing or you're a part of in a family. And if someone like touches on that, then that's when it's like, oh, how dare they? Right? Like there's certain things we're willing to hear feedback from. Do you think that? And then other things where you'd be like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean that about myself.
I feel like, again, because I don't really apparently I do get embarrassed, but like I guess it depends on who it's coming from.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
What's the relationship like with that person?
Yeah.
How are they saying it? Is it out of a place of love, or is it out of a place of condemning?
Right. Yeah.
Would be how I take that.
Right. That's true. Like if you have already had the feeling that somebody in your life was like maybe not in your corner, or they're jealous of you or something, if they're going to give you feedback, you're probably not going to take it as easy as like one of your best friends who you know loves you and has your best like interests at heart. Then it's easier to take it. But if someone's just speaking out of turn or you've had like a rocky relationship with them,
absolutely,
you're not going to take it as well.
No. Like even I think of even off the bat when you're saying that is like closer to when Alan and I first got married, and there was like a lot going on with blending and remarriage and all the things. And, you know, there'd be some times like I would bite back with my tongue. Like that's so easy for me. It's so bad. Like my tongue, and I know that it's biblical. There's power in there's life and death in the tongue.
Yeah.
And my tongue can be harsh. It can be. And so I've had to really learn. And it was like some of my best friends that would always be like, Leah, you can't say that to Alan. Like we would joke that we always call ourselves like the Black Hearts. I don't even know how that came up, but I used to always be like, when I'm mad at Alan, I send him a black heart, and Alan would be like, that's like meaning like there's no soul to that. But if I was like mad at him or something, I'd be like, yeah, I love you too. And then I'd emoji him a black heart, and he would be so annoyed and mad. Oh. And so it became this thing, and they're like, we love black heart, Alan. You need to change that heart to a red. Like, we love, but you know, my own trauma and issues and different things. And so they called me out on that. And because I love and respect them, and I knew that I had to make some changes, I was okay with that. Yeah. But in my friendships, you know, I'm probably a bit known like to be like the harsh one.
Well, I wouldn't say harsh, but you're good at like taking the risk and having a hard conversation with somebody.
For sure.
Yeah.
But like literally
where everyone else is like, oh, we're all thinking it, but we weren't going to say it, but Leah will say it.
That's right. That's right. And okay, so like,
or people are probably like to you, like, you tell her. And we're like, call Leah, she'll say it. She'll tell it.
Yeah, 100%. They always like, hey, Leah, you've got this one for our friend because, and I'm like such a friend that's like, you're an idiot.
Right.
Like you're actually an idiot.
Yeah.
I love you, but you're an idiot. I would never choose to do that. So, you know, and then my one girlfriend, she's going through kind of a hard time right now. And I've been having some like hard, direct conversations with her. And she'll just be like, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say I'm an idiot. And I was like, well, I'm kind of telling you that without saying it though.
Right.
Just so you know.
Yeah. I was like, let's use the word.
Let's try to change
else.
it, you know, just because I'm like, oh, I just like, I see so much more potential in you and like you're doing amazing things. Let's just keep on that track, right?
Yeah.
Because I think too, again, we've talked a lot about this in friendship, relationship. I can't do fake and I can't do like surface.
Yeah.
So we need to get to the root of it. And if that means a hard conversation, then we're going to have a hard conversation.
Yeah. And I feel like maybe because you, like you are willing, like you give the feedback, then you're also able to take it.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm even thinking as you're talking, like in my life, I have people who I have, and I feel like I could freely. So yeah, probably some of my closest friends, I'm thinking, who I could say like, hey, like, you know, I'm worried about this or what about that? And I feel like I would feel like I could do it if I needed to. But then there's other people in my life I'm thinking of specifically who I'm like, I don't even know if I would bother because I just know they would not take it. Like they cannot take any feedback. Everyone's tiptoeing. It's not just from me. It's like everyone's tiptoeing around them. Everyone's just having to make accommodations because even if you wanted to say something out of like a place of love and helpful, they can't receive it. And then you think that's so sad though, because like
there's potential for growth.
Totally. And people in their life that really love them could help them.
Right.
But they're so easily offended that you're just like, like you're afraid to say anything.
Interesting. I never want to live a life like I want to constantly be growing. Like I do think that I do the best that I can. I'm not perfect at daily choices I make to better my life. And I think that shift happened honestly probably in COVID. I think I've always been like that, but like realistically, like in COVID when, you know, people were home and depressed and like, I mean, for the first bit, I was like eating my body weight in bread because I was making, and I don't even like bread. I love sourdough, but I'm not a bread person. I'm not a carb person at all. So, but I was like eating cinnamon, you know, I was doing the whole thing. And I think it got to a point where I was like just unhealthy with my body. I had gained weight and I was like, what am I doing? And so I made some conscious decisions in COVID that I was like, I am going to be on a journey to like be in the best shape of my life in my 40s. And I was only like 36 then. So I started this journey of like, okay, that means physically, spiritually, mentally, all of it. It wasn't just one. And so I started working out. I started with like different classes, different things, different Pilates, all that. Then I started spin classes, got a Peloton, and then I started walking. Okay. In with that though, I would read books. I would read on how to be a better wife, how to be a good mom, how to be a good stepmom. I would read and listen to every podcast I could because I just feel like I want to be the best version of myself I can be. And I can honestly say that was 2020 and it's 2026 and I have not stopped. I have been consistent for 6 years and I have people come up to me all the time and they're like, I don't get it. Like I try, I fall off the bandwagon. Like, how are you so motivated? Like, I don't understand your motivation. And I tell them every time I was like, guys, it is not motivation. It's discipline.
It's making a choice to make a change.
100%.
And change is hard.
Because motivation, there's multiple days. You think I want to be going out in minus 20 walking 5K? No. But because I am disciplined and it's become a lifestyle choice for me, motivation is not always there. But it's the discipline that I've put in the work every single day. And that is one thing, and I like toot my own horn, okay? But that is one area when I put my mind to something.
You just do it.
There's no turning back. Like there is like, so for even like reading the Bible this year, when I was like, I'm going to read the Bible. I just finished day 102 or 103. And some of my girlfriends started on the journey with me, and they've kind of fallen off, and they're like, Leah, I don't get it. I was like, that's probably a bit of my OCD brain is like
when you start something, you can finish it.
I finish it, right? So when people are like, but how do you better yourself or whatever? I'm like, guys, go for a walk, listen to a podcast. If you do it every day, and there's different seasons of life where it was easier for, right now it's easier for me. I could get in 2 workouts in a day if I wanted to, just because of life. When I started that journey, I was working. And so I would get up before work, before the kids go to school. I would get up at 6 a.m. I would spin or walk. Then I'd go to work. Then I'd pick up my kids from work. And then I'd do my other, because it was kind of doing 75 hard. Which means 2 workouts, 1 indoor, 1 outdoor, 45 minutes each.
Wow.
And so I put my mind to it, and I could have used the excuse I'm working and blah, blah. No, there were days I would get up at 5:30 in the morning to do it. I feel like I couldn't do that. I couldn't do now, I don't think. But it's just, I think
you had a goal and you're going for it.
And so I just think in life, I feel like maybe we're going off on a tangent here, but no, it's like everything we're talking about. It's just like, if somebody comes to me and says, hey, this is something you want to work on, I'm like, okay. Again, it depends on who it comes from, their intention, why they're saying it. I'm going to take it wholeheartedly, or I'm going to take it with a grain of salt.
True.
Depending. But I want to do everything to be a better person. I don't know.
And I
feel like you're the same.
But that's smart what you're saying, though, because I feel like that it's like a muscle that you work on. Accepting and receiving feedback and putting into practice, making changes if something's not healthy. It's hard the first time, but as you do it, and you're saying, when you're in a habit of doing it, it's every day you're going to walk, you're going to eat healthy, you're going to do this, you're going to read your Bible, you're going to read your books on the parenting and the step parenting and all the things. As you do that, it's easier than if newer feedback comes. It's I'm already in the habit of bettering this area, that area, this area. But if you're so stuck in your way stubborn, and you never change, one single correction can seem so offensive and so hard. But when, I get what you're saying, when you're in the daily mindset of I'm always looking to better, whatever it is, physically, mentally, emotionally, relationally, then it's so much easier if someone
take feedback,
calls something out, that you're not just how dare they, right? And then you can continually evolve and have a better life where you're breaking, because we all have our own traumas. We have family history, that there are things in everyone's life, no matter how polished someone looks, that probably need to change because they're not healthy. Right? And I do think it is easier sometimes when you get married into a family, because you know what's normal in your family. And then when you come into a new family and you're in close now, you're just what is happening here? This is not healthy. And then probably some things you're this is awesome. I love that this family does this. My family never did this, but I love it. But there's some things that sometimes I think that's where in-laws can sometimes get a bad rap, or not even feel comfortable in a family, because you're just trying to figure it out and be what's happening here?
And I was going to say, it can also be the flip, though. If you came from a dysfunctional family and you marry into, kind of what you're saying, really into a healthy family, you're this is what normal families. And again, normal. Every family has their own.
Right. Or healthy. Maybe we should say the word healthy.
Yes.
Normal, but a healthy. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because every family has something. But there are certain things that, I look at my family and I'm I will never be like that, use that, do that. Whatever it might be. And then I look at, even obviously both marriages, different in-law things that I'm I take that. I'm I love that they do that. Or that seems so healthy. Oh, that does not seem healthy. I'm not doing that. And I just think it depends on the situation that you're in, whether it's friendship, marriage, whatever it might be. But I feel like you're constantly evolving. You're constantly learning if you allow yourself to. We could be stuck and shut down and, be super offended the first time somebody says something to somebody. And
I think you might not even see or understand the full feedback at first, but if you trust the person, it's you have to trust what they're saying and just continually be hey, I'm just going to open my mind to that idea and kind of go with it. Even if originally, if someone says something, you're is that true? I don't know. Because even I was thinking that in my own life, like obviously after the first, like my marriage, like, and even in like therapy and counseling, like they'll tell you that, right? Like you'll just repeat this pattern.
Yeah.
If you don't like listen to people around you, make some changes, like have different expectations, boundaries, etc. Right? You'll just get in a new relationship with someone who's very similar, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I was like so determined. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to like if I'm in a relationship again, I'm not going to repeat this pattern. But it's scary because also you didn't want to get in that pattern in the first place. I had to trust yourself. And then because like we talked about that one time on a past episode, I did have one relationship after my marriage ended.
You did.
And that was happened there where there was some like red flags or some things that I was like, I don't know, like this doesn't seem really healthy, but I was just trying to figure it out. But then I had like really 3, like my daughter come to me saying, what the heck? Okay. Like this and that is bad. And then 2 of my really close friends who I've been friends with for years separately, not even knowing, both say, we've noticed this and like, I don't think you're being treated properly and we don't like this and we don't like seeing this for you and like, we love you and we're concerned. Yeah. Like, I don't know if this relationship is healthy. And when they first said it, right, like I didn't fully agree. I was just kind of like, okay, I can see where they're coming from, and I was quick to want to make excuses for it. But when I sat with it, it was like, and I remember consciously thinking that, like, I'm not going to just dismiss this because I know these people love me and I don't want to repeat and I don't fully trust myself. So then I did kind of like think it through and think of what they were saying and then come to the realization of like, they're right. Like this isn't right. Yeah. And I don't want to be in a relationship like this. So, and then the relationship ended and I'm so glad. I so many times when I think back of it, I'm like, wow, if I would have kept going like that would have been
sometimes
so
it takes time, right? And that's the other thing. If you, as a friend, like, so your friends that came to you and shared their concerns and you might not be as open to that correction right away. Yeah. It is okay to take time to process or whatever, but I would say, like, especially again, if it's coming from like close friends, dear friends, then you really do need to take it and even like ask God, ask the Holy Spirit, whatever, to be like, is there truth to this? Right. And what can I change?
Totally. Yeah.
Because it is true, but sometimes it just takes time.
Yeah. And to like actually take the offense out. Like, I'm not going to be offended by anything that was said, whether I agree with what they said or not. I'm going to actually try to just take the emotion out of it and really just be like, okay, this is it, like, chase down every lead. Like, is it possible that these things are true. That they're saying?
It's
like,
true. Yeah.
And because, and even I feel like if you're the giver of the feedback, I think like a good strategy is like, I'm thinking like one of the people who had said something to me was my friend and like, she's one of my closest friends. She knows me so well. And she started like gentler. Like, just when I would tell her like, oh, this is what we did this weekend. And when she'd be like, oh, like, that's different. Or she'd be like, oh, well, he said that to you. Or like, oh, so he did that. And how do you feel about that? Like, that's weird. And I'd be like, well, and kind of give an excuse. She'd be like, oh, well, okay. I don't know. Like, that's kind of weird. And like, you know, in another conversation, she's like, oh, he does that. Oh, that's really weird. What do you think about that? And so then by the time she got to where she was like, I need to talk to you. Right. What is going on? It wasn't like out of nowhere. Right. She had like gently been like kind of planting those seeds of like concern. Right. So then it was easier for me to hear than I think if she had just been like, yeah, this is great. And then all of a sudden made a switch to like, I'm concerned. It would have been like, whoa. So I think that too is like maybe a good approach is to like just gently, if you see someone in a situation that you're concerned and you love them, to like gently maybe say, and then there might, I know, Leah's like, what are we talking about here?
I don't know how to do that. What do you mean gentle? I'm like, you're an idiot. What are you doing? You're so dumb. Like, that's my problem. Like that's probably where, maybe that's where I can work on.
Or maybe, I feel like you and I have the opposite. I probably need to work on being more assertive and firm sometimes.
And I probably need to work on being
and we can help each other with that.
That's true.
We won't be offended.
Is that your correction for me today?
Like, yeah, this is really a secret mission where I'm like, no, you're like, it's not. No, but I admire like stronger people like you, and I have some other friends that are like stronger, and I actually love that. Like I'm like, oh, I think I'm
Sometimes.
like, how do you do that?
Sometimes I get myself into
I
trouble,
need to
but
be more like assertive and firm. But yeah, but I think it's interesting how you can be so blinded. I guess that's more
Sure.
like what I thought was interesting reading the articles. They were basically saying how you have these blind spots in your life, but you don't
Absolutely.
think you do. Like you're like, no, I think,
Yeah,
but
not
you
me.
do. Like you genuinely don't realize sometimes that something's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Until, and you can even be experiencing like the consequences of it and just be like, I don't know why this keeps happening.
Yes.
Like we all know people like that. We
Oh.
probably are those people sometimes where you're like, how does the same crazy thing
Yeah,
keep
keep
happening?
happening. And you're like,
everyone
well-
else around is like, well, I could tell you how. Like, because
It's true.
you're in this really bad habit of bringing that on. But when you're in it, you don't even see it. You're just like, what? You know?
That's so interesting. That's so true.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like, guys, if you're watching, why don't you tell Pam and I what we can work on? This could get dangerous in the comments.
Right.
Pam's like,
you can leave it anonymously.
Pam's like, I'm scared.
I know. I know. I'm aware.
But and I mean, listen, again, I know there are things I can work on.
Yeah.
Especially probably my approach when like somebody's doing something so frustrating that I'm just like, you are literally doing this to yourself. Stop it. Like I could see this damage from a mile away. What are you doing? What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's even with my kids, like teenagers, they think they know everything right now.
Yeah.
They think that their way is better than any way, all the things.
Right.
And you're like, I can see this from a mile away. And I've walked this road. Like sometimes it's from a place of like, I've done this. Don't do this.
Yeah, totally.
Like
For sure. I probably think most of the times people are, you don't want someone to have to go through a hurt that you did. You're trying to spare people, whether it's your kids or friends, from being like, hey, you're not always coming from this high and mighty spot. Like, we're better than, it's more, sometimes it's like, oh my goodness, I've been there and done that. Don't do it. It's terrible.
100%.
Right?
When you're like, don't. And
Yeah.
that, like, even as you're talking about that, it's kind of like, the scripture in the Bible is like, be sure your sins will find you out, right? Like what's done in darkness will always be brought to light. And I think even like from like, it's just funny. I don't know, Leah, I'm just going for this. If we cut this, we'll see what we end up doing. But anyways, it was a conversation that my kids had with me the other day because and actually like the episode on purity.
Yeah.
It will all tie into this at some point, right? But my kids were asking the other day because we were talking a lot about purity.
Right.
And what does that look like? And what's God's intention? And, different things. So my kids flat out asked me the other day and they said, Mom, did you have sex before you were married? And I was like,
Like, oh, it's bedtime.
It's bedtime,
Zeke.
Cut. 9:32, Zeke. It's 9:32. You're cut.
Okay.
And it had me like in that moment where I wanted to like just be like, we'll talk about this later. Not like, but what was I going to do?
Yeah,
They're
to be
teenagers. I'm not
honest.
going to lie to them.
Yeah.
And so I was like, your dad and I had sex before we were married, and it caused a lot of problems, both in our, like, I think relationship, because I think you lose respect for one another, especially growing up in the church world. People that are probably watching this like aren't Christians or don't follow the faith, they would be like, what? Like that's, but it definitely caused some issues. It caused issues, like with my parents, the church we were attending at the time, because we were both super involved in turning, different things, there was just a lot on our shoulders because we were leaders in the church, and it was a poor decision. And now coming back, I'm trying to teach my kids about purity and be like, I'm saying this from a place of like, it's not because like, oh, sex is bad. I think, again, we'll save the whole purity culture thing, but like, I'm trying to teach them that I'm like, it's coming from a place of like, I walk this road. I don't want you to walk this road.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like coming from a legalistic standpoint to be like, no.
Yeah.
The Bible says no.
Right.
And yes, but no. Like I never want it to be from a place of legalism.
Yeah.
Anything. Yeah. Or like rules of why I'm teaching my kids.
Totally.
But it was an eye opener when I had to explain that to my children.
And be like, well, they get it to the, and it's like, again, like we'll get into this in our episode about like the kind of purity culture in the church, the good and the bad of it. Yeah. But because it's like, if you're feeling like, because now looking back, like when sometimes when you have that kind of guilt hanging over you, or just once you have that experience with somebody, things get cloudy, right? And like, maybe you wouldn't have ended up getting married. Maybe you get so clouded in their physical aspect of your relationship to that, and that connection, that you overlook other things. So it's like, to rush that, it helps. It does make you make bad decisions.
Absolutely.
And so you want to warn your kids, not just be like, it's bad. We say it's bad, but to say like, no, these are some things looking back.
Yeah.
Mom is saying, I think my judgment was clouded. My decision making was clouded. The relationship with Dad and I was damaged because of certain things before we ever got married. Right. And
there were steps that I made. And so again, like sometimes I think because I made like even mistakes like growing up in my teens and different things, that when I'm talking to other people and I do get that passionate side, that's what I like to say. I'm passionate.
Yeah, totally.
That's what
I
it is.
agree with that. That's a great word.
I'm passionate. And so when I get passionate about something, because I'm like, I've walked this road.
Yeah.
Like don't do it. Like even certain things like with like walking the single motherhood or like different things or different choices. And like I'm like, guys, do whatever you can that's gonna honor God, because at the end of the day, I tell this to women all the time that are walking through a divorce. If your ex wants to make a fool of himself, let him dig his own grave. Don't dig one beside him.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you have to stand before God alone one day.
Yeah.
And account for all of your actions.
Yeah.
Do the right thing. And so I think that's kind of how I feel in like everyday life. And that's how like, even because I'm so passionate even about like, like holistic, feels so like a word, but like a whole like body, mind, and spirit, bettering yourself. I'm like, okay, so like, you know, no more excuses. And I tell my friends when they're like, oh, I just want to go for a walk, and like my one girlfriend's like, I just like need to lose some weight or whatever. And I was like, hey,
do it. Then
go for a walk.
What are you gonna do? Yeah.
Like, totally. And you know, people, it's always excuses. And I guess that's just where I'm like, no, I'm not like.
Are we talking about me right now?
No.
Am I the friend?
Could you imagine? I have this friend.
Yeah, you're too direct for that. You would just be like,
her name is Wham. Wham. What rhymes with Pam?
I don't know. Spam.
But
that's not even really right.
Yeah,
exactly. Like a word within a worm.
I have this friend. No, but like,
because I feel like I have said that to you before. I'm like, I need to lose 20 pounds, and you're always just like, walk every day. But I guess there's other people you're giving that advice to.
Yeah. There's like, just because people
I'm
know.
feeling convicted. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well,
correct me, Leah. Tell me. Just correct me.
We're going for a walk after this. There's no excuses, guys.
Exactly.
You're going.
I know.
I texted her this morning. I was like, you bring stuff. If you didn't bring stuff, Pam, you're walking in your bare feet.
That's right. You just walk on the gravel.
I don't care. You're walking on the gravel. It's apparently really grounding for your body.
I know. That's the way of nature.
You know.
Right? I know.
But I just, because I just know how good it's been for me and my mental health.
Yeah. So you want to share it with other people.
I just want to share it with other people. And I'm like, listen, I'm the, like, I was telling you, was it off camera about my mini egg?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Couldn't remember that was, and last night I like literally ate my body weight in mini eggs.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's every household in North America.
Good.
If there's mini eggs in the house, people just lose. My friend and I were talking about mini eggs yesterday. Actually, we're like, what's in them?
No.
Is there some sort of like crack, a little tiny bit of crack in there? Like, I'm not even, I'm not love like
sweets.
Well, I like sweets, but I like more like, I'm not like a candy person. Yeah. I'm more like pastry kind of thing. But mini eggs are like, there can be a lot of things in my house I won't touch, but mini eggs,
I know.
I was telling my friend this just the other day because my daughter was making these like mini egg protein ball things.
When I ate one of those, they were delicious,
right? And I was like so embarrassed because she was like getting to the end of it, and I thought she had used them because she had a jumbo bag of mini eggs and then made the protein balls. And I've been saying they're like eating so healthy and whatever, but the other night, I don't know why, I just saw them in there and there's just a few left in the bag, and I was like, oh, she's done with these, I'll just polish these off real quick. So I ate them, and then she was at the house the other night, her and her boyfriend, and they were gonna make, she was like, oh, let's make more protein balls, and he was like, yeah, and they're getting out all the ingredients, and then she's like, where's my bag of mini eggs? And I was like so embarrassed. I was totally busted. And he's like, oh, and they're looking in the cupboard. He's like, oh, maybe they're back here. And they're looking together. It was like, I was like thinking of a way.
I think the dog
whatever lie I could say, I'm thinking all these like, what can I lie? No. And then she just looked, and then she knew. She's like, did you eat them? I was like, I did.
You're like, define
did
eat.
I was like, I'm so sorry. I thought like
You were done.
they were the leftovers. And she was like, no, Mom, I was going to like do another batch. I was like, right. Now that you say that
You're
doesn't
like-
make sense. But mini eggs, I don't know.
You're like, sorry, I'll be right back.
I know.
Going to Shoppers.
That's what I said to her. I'm like, I can go get you some. But she was like, no, it's fine. But
Chocolate chips will
then I
do.
felt ashamed of myself. And I was like, well, see, that's what you get. You had goals. You didn't stick to them. And
Yeah.
now you have to live in this moment of shame because you ate the mini
and
eggs.
you do like
shouldn't have.
again. I've been eating so healthy, and then on the weekend, I was at like a girls' night thing, and I ate like garbage.
Oh, yeah.
And I did not sleep that whole night. Like I was tossing and turning.
Yeah.
I felt like garbage, and because like you just do, like you just feel worse.
Yeah, it's
so
so true.
like whatever it takes. Does it take meal prep? Does it take boiling
Yeah.
eggs the night before?
Yeah.
Does it take cutting up?
Totally.
Excuse me, carrots, cucumber, whatever. I just feel like we live in such a like an instant gratification
Yeah.
and like, you know, popcorn in the microwave, quick, everything needs to be, and you're not going to get results like that.
No.
So that's why when I went into it being like, this is a long-term goal.
Totally.
And there's going to be days and weeks you fall off and days
Yeah.
you get back up. But like, I've been pretty consistent, but my body knows when I start eating like garbage.
Same. Yeah. I know you feel so awesome when you eat well and like exercise, and then when you don't, you just feel terrible. And you're like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah.
but that's what's good to have friends. So hold you accountable. And be like, we're going for a
to
walk.
call you out and be
We're
like,
doing whatever.
And
you know,
and
kids
we-
that are like,
a couple
"Don't
extra
touch
laps
my
today
mini
for the
eggs."
friggin'
I
all the
know.
mini eggs that I
know. We're
downed
gonna
last
have to
night.
do that. I
And
know,
apparently
same.
you downed them too.
Yeah, I know, I did.
So
Yeah, there's
Pam, down and give me
definitely-
20 after this. I'm gonna make you do some push-ups, and I'll do them beside. I can't even do a push-up.
Me either. I can
arms
do
are
ones on my
weak.
knees. Same. I don't have a good upper body strength. either.
My lower body is
Yet.
great.
Yet we should say it yet.
That's
We're
right.
gonna-
We're gonna do a chin
work
up.
out and then do a push-up challenge on this.
That's
podcast.
right, and a
Let's
chin
call
up.
it
That's
out.
like my goal.
Oh yeah, I think that's the key. Is like for all these things, bettering yourself is being able to give accountability to people you love and to be able to receive it. From
receive
people.
it.
Actually, our church is like so good at that. I really love their and like because you can't do things alone, and they always say that like life is not meant to be alone.
Yeah.
So they'll like pair you off into these groups like. Kind of like little friendship groups.
I love
and
that.
Like people they meet like weekly, and their big things. I think it's once a month. They do like accountability night.
No.
Where they split off like guys and girls, and then
do accountability.
Yeah, and then you just kind of go around and say like what you're struggling with, and then everyone's just there to like encourage each other, and then like follow up too to be like, hey, how's it going with this? It's like an intentional time to say. Give me the feedback. I will receive the feedback. Here's feedback I can give to you.
Interesting.
When I first heard of that, I was like
mortified.
Whoa, that is
Intense.
crazy. But I think it's
I like
so
that.
awesome because sometimes, like, we've talked about that a lot. Like, you and I both are so blessed because we have like really great friendship
Yes.
circles, like
Yeah.
long-standing friends, deep friendships. But not everybody has that.
No.
So you might not have people in your life who would step in and be concerned or like give you some advice or be like, hey, like, are you okay? Or
Yeah.
I've noticed this. Some people don't have that. So
Yes.
I love that the like our church like kind of builds that in for people so
Yeah.
that if you don't have it, they'll
That-
put you in a group of like a friendships like circle of people that
Yeah.
will be that for you because
Yes.
everybody does need that because
You do.
that's the thing. I guess that's like the moral of this conversation.
Yes.
We all have blind spots.
Yes.
And you don't think you do, but you just don't know that you have them. That's why
right.
they're a blind spot.
That's why they're a blind
if
spot.
you knew that something was unhealthy, you probably
wouldn't
would
do it.
address it.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we do things that are unhealthy or they're not good for us or good for our family, our relationships, and we just don't know any better.
That's right. It is so true. I think that is why community groups are, because you're
Yeah.
like
So
at the end of the
true.
day, yeah, you're not meant to do life alone.
No.
And
Yeah.
you can't do life alone.
No. And you can't just take the good. That's the thing too. You can't just take the fun and
Preach
the
it.
good. If you have a real relationship, it's going to be both.
Yeah.
You're going to, I think it should be like 75 or 80% fun and good times, but there should be that 25% where you can have a hard conversation with somebody. Like you might need to question, there might be something you need to work on. Like, and it's okay. You should be able to have those.
And hard conversations.
Yeah.
And be able to, again, take it in and not
Yeah.
just like be
Offended.
so offended
Yeah.
that somebody's going to talk to you and somebody's
Yeah.
going to say something that you might not like or that
Yeah.
might, because chances are somebody is going to say something you don't like.
Totally. And I think you just have to ask yourself, does this person love me?
Yeah.
Can I trust them? If it's a yes, then you got to really consider what they're saying.
That's right.
If it's like, well, no, this person's always
That's right.
whatever, then you'd be like,
Okay, you take it with a grain of
yeah.
salt.
Or maybe you go to a good friend who you're like, hey, somebody at work or this person said this to me. Like, What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Do you see that? They might be actually like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. And you're like, yeah. Or they might be like, no, that's just out of jealousy or whatever, right?
That's right. And that's why I think to have like people in your life that like you can even like run second opinions off of and say, hey, is this something that I need help with?
Totally. Yeah. And I feel like honestly, like that's one thing I've loved about like our friendship. Like we've had some hard conversations.
Sure.
That like you're just like, oh, they're like, you don't feel good during them. You don't feel good after them. They're hard to get through where you like, I don't even know if we can get through these conversations. But when you do, like your friendship can be so beautiful. And then you end up even like trusting that person even more, right? Like it's not all bad. We don't have to like, well, you said earlier about like our culture of like instant gratification stuff. It's also like the culture of like, only the good. Like I want everything high.
No, it can't be.
You never want a low. It's like, it's okay. You don't have to run from hard stuff.
Conversations.
It's okay.
And actually, now that you say that, I think that when we first had our first conversation, I feel like it was, I don't even think we talked about things for the first couple times.
Yeah.
So that was good on me. Yeah. I didn't come out of guns blazing.
True.
I was gentle.
That's true.
I knew how to be gentle.
And I was scared driving to meet you because we hadn't talked for like a while.
Years.
Yeah. And then I was like bracing myself. I'm like, it's okay. Just let her get it out if she has to.
And we did. I don't think we talked about it for like the first 7 to 8 times.
I know. I think we just like, I remember we like walked around the forest or whatever and just talked about like life and whatever. And it was
because at that point to me, it was like, okay, it's been so many years. It's water under the bridge.
Right.
And if we're going to build a new friendship, we're going to build it. I knew we had, in order to move on, we had to address the elephant in the room. But I feel like that was a good learning curve because I didn't come out of guns blazing.
No. And I was really just hoping like, let's just leave it under the bridge. I feel good. I feel like we don't. What's the point? But then eventually you circled back and said,
we need to have this discussion. And then I said to you,
let's do it on the podcast.
Let's do it on the podcast.
I was like, okay.
But you know what?
But it was fine. It was good.
It was great. And I think that that's probably good. You learned that it's not good to sweep things under the carpet.
It's true. Yeah.
It is good to just like get it out. But I do. I'm like, hey, I was gentle. I can be gentle.
You did. I thought you did
I can
great.
be gentle.
Yeah.
I don't always come out of guns blazing.
No.
Just like 98% of the time.
I think too, like you joke too in like a bit of a self-sabotaging way.
Oh yeah.
But I think that you're joking, like I'll say that too for people on the podcast. You are way gentler and everything in all ways than you say on the podcast. Like you make yourself seem way wilder than you really are. You're really not, but you do it in like a joking way. I want to be
wild.
You're wild, but you're like not, you're not like mean or anything at all.
Sure.
But I think when you're joking like a self-deprecating way, and then if people don't know you, they might think you're being accurate, but you're not. You're exaggerating.
Right.
You're like maybe this much like firm, but you like are like but it was like, well, you weren't. You were actually quite appropriate.
And that's good because I don't want people to think I'm just some like big mean person.
I don't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think most people get it. Like people get it.
Sure, but if people are watching, they don't know me at all. They're probably like this awful, disgusting girl or whatever.
I don't think so because I feel like in the comments, everyone's always like, "We love Leah. She's so funny." So I think most people are getting it.
Let's hope. But I feel like this was a great episode.
Yeah, it turned out we weren't sure. We were like, "What are we talking about?" But I just thought it was so interesting, like that whole. Like when I read the article about it, I was like, that is so interesting.
It is true. Yeah. Because you do. When you grow up one way, you see healthy and unhealthy patterns, but it's not until later on that you like that somebody else can see it in you, or you are like, hey, I grew up this way. That's weird.
Well, and I feel like it's so funny how with other people, you can see it so quick.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you go to someone's house for the first time. You're only there for like dinner for a few hours and you leave and you're like, wow, like they got a lot going on with this, and that. And you can see it right away.
100%.
But then in your own life, you're like repeating dysfunctional patterns for years. And you're like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah.
It's so funny how we're so blinded in our own patterns. But you can so easily see it from from afar in other people.
Yeah, 100%. One of my girlfriends came to our Easter dinner this year, and it was great having her. And like my family's loud. Yeah. We're loud. We're passionate. We're all like, we're all the same. And so I looked over her at one point. I said, well, are you happy to be here? I said, my family's not perfect, but we're perfect. How did I word it? I said, we're not a perfect family, but like, this is our life. Like wild, crazy, whatever. Yeah. I said, you will not come to a family dinner where somebody's not fighting about politics,
Right.
Jesus, the
Yeah.
church,
Yeah.
views, but here we are.
Yeah.
And I was like, welcome.
Yeah.
And she was like, I loved it. And I was like, great.
Aw, that's
We're crazy.
amazing. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah, come as
every
far.
family has their thing.
Yeah, totally.
And probably when somebody else comes in, you really see it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And you're
'cause
like, oh.
wow.
Or because there was a few times where I was like,
Yeah.
I could.
Or you're trying to, like,
when there's
calm.
somebody else
Yeah.
there, you feel it more.
That's true. You do notice it when other people are. That's so true.
Because then you're
That's
like,
a good point.
like I'm trying to
Yeah.
like micromanage different people to be like, okay, like behave, like, don't say that, you know what I mean?
Totally. That's so true. I agree with you. Yeah. Or like,
So then you
notice
know
that
the
a lot, like-
dysfunction's there.
Right. Because you're aware when and it's even, I feel like that a lot of times happens with your kids. Like there's probably behaviors that you're letting
Yeah.
slide because you're just tired or whatever.
And then you're like,
I don't know, whatever. But then as soon as like there's somewhere important or someone important is there, then all of a sudden you're like, oh my goodness, I should have gone on that. Because you're like, don't. And then you're like,
100%.
well, then that shows exactly what you just said, that you
That's
know
right.
it's wrong.
You know.
Because why are you freaking out?
it's
when
true.
That's
so I
really
guess
funny.
that's how we end it, to be like, guys, what is one thing
Yeah.
that you can
Yeah.
work on or
Yeah.
go to a friend? That's my challenge to you today. Go to a friend or a trusted family
Yeah.
member, somebody in your life where you say, hey, what is one area where I can better myself, or one area that I can change?
Yeah. And also maybe ask yourself, like, am I somebody who could be approached?
Yes.
Like, could somebody kindly, with love, say something to me without me getting offended
Yeah.
and it causing a problem in our relationship? And if not, maybe that's something you want to consider, like, working on. To be like, I want to be someone who can receive feedback.
It's true.
Yeah.
Pam, I got some feedback for you off the podcast.
Okay. We better go. I'll brace myself.
On our walk, we're going to be talking about all the feedback.
Maybe it could be gentle Leah. That's what I would like to request.
Gentle.
Gentle Leah for the feedback.
I don't even know. So it depends, I guess, where I'm at in my cycle as well.
True.
If gentle comes out or not.
so true.
If I'm anywhere around day 10, you're screwed.
Yeah. I'll be like,
I'll let you know where we're at
Yeah.
today.
I'm like,
You're
I got a blister. Gotta head home.
Oops, that's my kid calling. Gotta go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny. Well, guys, it's been great.
Yeah, and I think next week we have a guest. So
Right. Yes, we
right,
do.
the next
Yeah.
episode that comes out will be with a guest.
So we are looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for following along with our antics and our crazy shenanigans.
Yes.
We love that people still are watching and are supporting and being a part of everything. So thank you.
Yes.
And have an amazing, happy, sunny day.